been a 6-year, I think 6 or 7 year entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur at that, extremely professional, leading a movement here, mostly in the United States, but also has started to build a business in South America. And so I want to bring up Chairman 10, Mike Sotero. Everybody's going to have about 10, 12, 15 minutes or so to speak. I don't think anybody tonight is going to want this call to end right at 1 hour, but we will respect your time and not be here all night. Unless you guys demand it. So I want to bring it over to Mike Sotero, and really what I asked the leaders that are going to be speaking on tonight's call to focus on, okay, is number one, maybe some tips, some things that they think are essential, because we got a lot of up and coming people on this call. Okay, so we got a lot of great people on this call that are aspiring to be chairman, aspiring to cross that stage in convention. So the guest speakers on tonight's call are really going to focus on some things that have helped them personally, some things that are going to help them go to 2019 on fire, and also things that you can do 2019 on fire. But Mikey, another thing I want to hear from you, and I'm also going to ask the same question to Gary, is at some point, talk about building international, because you have done that really well throughout your career, and you're doing it really well here in iMarkets Live. So without any further ado, I'm going to toss it over to my brother, Chairman 10, knocking on the door, Chairman 25. Mike Sotero, please drive safe. Look at the road, not the camera.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Awesome, guys. Well, yes, we will drive safe. Just left the office, going to dinner with the team right now, but very excited to be here. Very humble to be on this call. We have some great speakers you guys are going to hear from. And, we're 2 weeks, about 3 weeks away from the new year. And here are 2 things I always teach. So write this down, right? Note takers, money makers. Make sure you have a pen and paper on this call. And then here are the 2 things that I'll share with you guys. Going into the new year, right? Expectations is everything, right? So 2 things I always teach is this. Number 1, always do more than you're paid for. Always do more than you're paid for. Jim Rohn, I heard that audio. I was 18, struggling financially. Every day on the way to school, I would listen to this. High school, not even college. I would listen to this audiobook, and I would remember Jim Rohn saying, always do more than you're paid for, and then there's good news. Eventually, you'll be paid for more than you do. Drop the number 1 in the chat box if you want to get paid for more than you do. But it doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to happen today, but it can happen for you. And that's what you need to understand. Jim Rohn also says winter never follows winter. Some of you are looking at your life today and you're saying, well, this is who I am. No, you're not. That's not who you have to be. The car you drive does not determine who you are. The house you live in does not determine who you are. You determine who you are by the thoughts that you think and the actions that you take. So I'm a big believer that, 2.5 weeks left. 2019 started for me 30 days ago when I started traveling and going to see the teams. But number 1, always do more than you're paid for. All right? And number 2, it ties right into that. The law of 90 days. The law of 90 days. Very similar to rule number 1, right? What you do today, the conversations you start today, the seeds you plant today. If you go into your backyard tonight and you start to plant some seeds, are you expecting a harvest tomorrow? Here's a better example. If your wife gets pregnant, right? Hopefully a wife gets pregnant, not the husband, right? The wife gets pregnant today. She's 2-3 months pregnant. You're not looking for the baby on month 4. You're not waiting for the birth to happen on month 4. You know it's going to take 9 months. You know it's going to take time. So what keeps me grounded, and what's kept me grounded for almost 6 years this upcoming February, is I realized that this business works in 90-day periods. You can't go extremely hard for 90 days. Eventually you can burn out. But have you really gone all in for 90 days? You see, all the work you do now, the conversations you do now, the meetings you do now, the calls you make now, the relationships you build now, guess when the result is going to show up? 90 days from now. Now, I'm not saying you can't go make money trading tonight. I'm not saying you can't go make money or go P600 this week. But what I'm saying is, don't have this microwave mentality. It's 2 minutes of consistent heat to create popcorn. Not every 30 seconds or every 4 seconds, you're opening up the microwave waiting for popcorn. No. So my advice, last thing I'll say is my advice going into 2019 is this. Have the mentality that 2018 reflection, right? 2018 was the foundation year. Maybe you rank advanced and went back. Maybe you're about to hit the next rank. Maybe you're inches away from skipping ranks. Have the mentality that 2018 was the foundation year, right? The best is obviously yet to come, but we have to be willing to sacrifice. We have to be willing to continue to do more than we're paid for. Forget what your Paylution says this Friday. Forget what your 1099 said in 2018. Make the decision tonight, and you're about to hear from some people that have created a fortune, people that have created a legacy in this industry, like Mr. Garrett Roberts, Mr. Austin Gotzi, all the speakers you're going to hear from. Take a look at how they talk, and most importantly, take a look at what they're doing. In this industry, a lot of people talk. A lot of people talk about what they're going to do. Don't be one of those people. Your mentors don't want to work with those people. Mentors, and write this down, your mentor chooses you. I hear people all the time, they say, well, this guy's my mentor, this person's my mentor. Well, okay, well, maybe, but the mentor chooses the mentee, right? Jim Rohn chose Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins did not choose Jim Rohn. All right? So leaving this call, understand, always do more than you're paid for. The law of 90 days. And here's the last thing I'm going to say before I pass this back to Jason. Write this down, every chairman was once on somebody else's list. Woo. Every chairman, 10, every chairman, 25. Austin Gotzi was once on somebody else's list, and they picked up the phone and they made the call. I believe in my heart that the top earner in iMarkets Live hasn't joined the company yet. I believe that there are chairman 100s, chairman 10s, chairman 50s in your network right now, but if you don't call them, somebody else will. If you don't pick up the phone, somebody else will. We've seen it time after time. So, guys, I'm excited. I know for a fact 2019 is going to be this company's biggest year ever. 2.5 weeks left. Spend time with your family. All that stuff. Enjoy the holidays, but understand that the law of 90 days is real. So we'll see in 90 days who was posting about it and who was working right now when it truly, truly matters. If you do this for your family, spend time with your family this holiday season, but get to work so you can give your family everything they deserve. Jason, back to you, bro.
Woo! Damn. Start off the call on fire, but take it easy, man. Save some for the rest of us, Mikey. I'll tell you guys, I'm already excited. I'm over here taking notes. And I want to say this. If you love what Mikey had to say, drop some 7s in the chat box for him. Show him love and appreciation. That was crazy. I want to recap a couple things that Mike talked about, and then we're going to go over to no other than Chairman 100, Gary McSween. So we see all the 7s. We appreciate you. I'm shutting down the chat box for now, and then we're going to come in and welcome my brother Gary, who I actually get to see tomorrow in Trinity. So check this out. Mikey said, look, you got to start planning and start acting like you're in 2019 today. So finish the rest of this year on fire. Guys, it is easy to get distracted by Christmas, by the holidays, by whatever it is that you celebrate, and that is important. I do this business 4 times with the family. I'm betting up a huge surprise for someone in my family that I love dearly on Christmas, and that's taking up some focus, but the business gets the priority, because if the business gets the priority, you can afford to do amazing things. Gary McSween just surprised his wife with a beautiful brand new car yesterday. And because he's grinding in the business, he's able to do those things. So do not let off the pedal at any time. Mikey talked about a principle that I've lived by. When I heard this 5 years ago, I got in the industry, the principle of 90 days. What you do today, you will see the fruits of that seed in roughly 90 days. So don't look at your activity today and look at your back office tomorrow and be disappointed because you're working hard and you're grinding. Guess what? Those fruits, those follow-ups that are to come over the next few weeks will turn into your momentum in 90 days. And I couldn't agree more. And the last thing that I'm going to say, and I have a prime example, and the whole world of IML is going to know this example in probably the next few weeks. But there's an individual in our company who had the courage to reach out to an icon, okay? A globally known icon in the personal development space, not even in network marketing. I'm talking about a household name. Okay, reached out to this individual about iMarkets Live. And Mikey said every chairman was once on somebody else's list. There are going to be a lot of people who go, wow, I cannot believe this individual is going literally, quote unquote, all in with iMarkets Live in 2019. Guys, massive credibility is coming, and that person could have been prospected by anybody. So every chairman, no, don't hit me up asking who it is, because I can already see that happening. I'm not going to tell you, but you'll find out soon enough. Every chairman was once on somebody else's list. So without any further ado, this chairman actually was on my list. He was on my Facebook friends list. I knew Gary long before, but Gary would have not even looked at IML if it wasn't for David M. on ETA. So, Gary, we appreciate you, brother. You know, in the IML family, you're somebody that we have tip-top respect for, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I got your special gift packed up in the suitcase. So, brother, without any further ado, guys, let's give a warm welcome in the chat box. Throw some love in there for our Chairman 100, Gary McSween.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can you guys see?
Whoa.
Come on now. What are you believing for? What are you believing for in 2019? What are you believing for in 2019? I'm telling you right now, it's about to be completely lit. We are preparing right now for our huge event called Level Up right here in Trinidad, guys. As you guys can see, let me see if I can flip the camera here. Right, we're preparing. Why? Because we are operating in 2019. Matter of fact, 2019 already started for us. Why? Because we have a vision. We have a goal as to where we're going to be in 2019. We're going to impact more lives with this platform. I mean, I'm just here. I'm excited. I'm grateful. Why? Because I know what has happened in the last 27 months with this platform. We have been a part of this platform for 27 months, guys. And to see what has transpired in the lives of so many people, it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. And I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, I personally believe that this company is about to explode even greater in 2019. Why? Because there are leaders that are part of this company that have huge goals, huge visions as to what we can do through Forex trading and cryptocurrency trading. I'm excited. What I want to share with you guys on the call is very, very simple. You know, if you study people who are top performers, people who are literally at the top of their game, you would realize that there's one common trait throughout every single successful person, and you would realize that they have a burning desire to be the best. All right? In this particular space that we're in, if you don't have that hunger, that drive, that determination to be the absolute best at what you're doing, guess what? It is not going to happen. You are not going to be at the top. You will be just average. And you didn't join this opportunity to be average. You joined the opportunity to get to the top of the charts, to get to the top of the money. Why? Because it's available to us. All right? So you realize that every champion, they have a killer instinct. They have a drive, a hunger, a determination to be the best. All right? Now, we're not in competition with people, but that is just an internal belief system that you have that drives you, right? There's a young guy that just hit Platinum 2000 today in our group. And, you know, he would call me and he said, hey, bro, I am not sleeping until I get Platinum 2000 done. I am not sleeping. And I can see it. He comes over to my house. And by the way, you know, credit cards sometimes don't go through, or whatever the case may be. He comes and says, hey, man, I need some money on Skrill. I have somebody to sign up. And I can see that he is not sleeping. He literally enrolled 20 people. And then he told me I gave away some of those people to people in my group to help them out. But hey, he was on the grind. And I'm telling you, just about maybe a week ago, he was still just a P1000, guys. And literally in 1 week, his business has been able to transform because of his hunger. He told me, I built a list of 900 people. Don't ask me how he did it. It doesn't matter. He just made the decision and he followed through with his decision. He said, then I built a power to 90 people on the list. And I'm literally calling these people one after one after one. He said, I'm going to do the numbers, and I'm personally going to put 20 people into the business. And he did it. And I'm telling you guys, watch out for this young man. He's going to be a top chairman here at iMarkets Live. I rarely ever see someone who can actually work the way he's working. I'm very fired up about him. Why? Because through individuals, through believing in people, we will be able to create way more success stories with this platform here at iMarkets Live. So I'm excited. If you're going into 2019, my recommendation is get a burning desire for your goals. No one is going to give you success. You have to earn it. You have to put the work in. And it's not, you do some work today, and then you take a rest next week, and then the following week you take a rest. It's not going to work like that. You have to be consistent. You will hear every single chairman that will come on this call. They will talk about consistency. 90 days of consistency. Mike spoke about it. Mike hit the nail on the head. It's built in spurts of 90 days. And you want to build from event to event to event. That's why we're having an event right now. The next event we're building for is Go Beyond in Atlanta. If you're in the US of A and you are not going to that event, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You need to be there, and you need to take people in your group to that event. After that event, the next event we're building for is, guess what? Our convention in Las Vegas, guys. So we're building this from event to event to event to event. And I promise you this, we will break more chairmen in 2019 than we did in the last 2 years with this platform of iMarkets Live. Jason, I'll pass back over the call to you, brother. I'm excited to see you tomorrow. Christopher Terry's coming to Trinidad. Matt Rose will be here as well. I'm fired up. I'm excited. Let's go!
Oh my God, this isn't even fair. Like I have to like stop, calm myself down, so I'm not screaming and yelling. Gary, I appreciate you, bro. That was incredible, guys. Let's show Gary some love in the chat box. You guys saw that event. That looks like IML convention over there. So I cannot wait. I have not packed yet, but now I'm even excited to pack, and I'm never excited to pack. But I am excited to pack, get on that plane tomorrow morning. Chris Terry just called me to let me know that he landed here in Miami, and yeah, we're getting ready to get out there. Let me recap a couple things. Gary, you are a legend. That's the first thing I gotta say. Gary talking about having a burning desire. I cannot agree more. 2 years in this industry, I did not have a result at all. I was like the equivalent of like a P150, okay, in iMarkets Live. I didn't have that big, massive result, but I had a burning desire to win big. You need that. That is essential. Gary said something, it's available. That made me think so much further outside of the box. Guys, Chairman 100, Chairman 25, Chairman 10, Platinum 5,000, Platinum 2,000, those things are available because the compensation plan said they are. It's about a decision, okay? I wrote down the word decision. Every single person makes a firm decision. Gary is the fastest chairman in the history of iMarkets Live. I think he did it in like 30 days, something like that, because he made a decision and he put forth the work. You've got to be consistent. Consistency is ultimately the key, okay? Consistency is ultimately the key in this whole deal, okay? And build from event to event. If you do not have events in your area, start building events. If you have an event culture, people get to see, they get to feel. You're associating all the senses, energy, and belief into people as opposed to them just sitting on their phone, scrolling through Instagram, then going on IML TV. Let's start to build more of an event culture in 2019. So Gary, much love, brother. We're going to get ready to segue this over to our next guest speaker, who I'm super fired up about. We're going to put back-to-back Chairman 100s on this call tonight, and I'm going to bring up the longest tenured active IBO in iMarkets Live. So this man has been paying his monthly auto ship longer than anybody else, and I think it's paid him pretty well. I think that $300 monthly cost for his business in iMarkets Live has done him pretty well. I'm grateful to say that. I don't want to go out and talk about incomes and stuff like that, but I know Garrett's story. And I talked to Garrett about 14 months ago. He was battling some really emotional family things. He was at a rough part of his life, and he made a decision. He made a decision and went out, okay, and broke chairman 25, 50, and 100 in like a 6-month span. So if there's somebody that you want to listen to, he's also done it international, building in Africa. He's built really everywhere. And look, everybody on this call is in his organization. So without any further ado, Garrett, my brother, there he is. Freshest boot up the call. Are you out there?
Hey, what's going on, boss man? How are you? I definitely appreciate you having me on the call, brother.
Blessed, man. We can hear you loud and clear. Crush it.
Awesome, man. So first of all, I want to give congratulations to everybody that actually got on the call, because you could be anywhere right now, but you're on this call with some of the best people in the game. Some of my favorite marketers, people that I definitely look up to every single day, just thinking to myself, how can I get better? Even somebody that's been in this industry 6 years, somebody who's made the money, somebody who's built the huge organizations multiple times. These guys that are on the call today, I look at every single day and say, what can I implement? What can I take and implement into my business? Even if I got to start at ground zero, even if I got to start at the ground floor. And like Jason said, 15 months ago, guys, I was struggling. I pretty much faced this type of decision in my business to ask myself, what am I going to do different to get new results? Garrett, you already hit 6 figures before. What are you going to do to get to that bigger position, right? What are you going to do to get to a chairman 100 position? And I had to really sit down and break down my business. And that's one thing I love about December. December is my favorite time, like, to launch. And I'm going to tell you why. One, it gets me in the mood because my brokest days started in December. As far as network marketing, I joined a network marketing company in December. I lost it all in December. I read my first book on growing in December. I implemented all that stuff into my life immediately in December. And I remember having results my first couple of years in network marketing after I had that decision that, you know what, no matter what I have to give up, I'm going to go up. I'm tired of sitting around being on time for the bills that I hate, but I'm late to the life that I'm dying to live, right? And what I mean by that is a lot of you guys on the call, you make sure your bills are paid, your house is paid, your car note is paid, everything is paid because you have to do that as a grown person. But let's be honest to ourselves on the inside. A lot of us are making sure we're on time for the car that we hate, the house that we hate, the life that we hate. But when it comes down to waking up early, getting to work, making that decision that you want to grow in your business, that this is your year, not just saying it on Facebook, new year, new me, like really dive in and make a new you before the new year even gets here, guys. A lot of you guys are right now probably looking back at your business. Somebody messaged me the other day on Instagram, and he was really just down on himself. And I watched this dude all year. He's not even like somebody that works close to me, just somebody I watch. Like, man, I like what he's doing. I don't know him, but I see chairman in him, and he's a Platinum 600. And he messaged me the other day, and he said, you know what? You know, I got a lot out of this year, but I don't feel like I got exactly what I should have got out of this year. And I had to ask him, like, did you think this year was a win? Do you think this year was a fail? Do you think you put it all out on the line? Do you think you left some? And he really was just saying, like, look, I was doing all the work, and I just didn't get the results that I thought I was going to give, but I put my all into it. I made a decision that I'm going to push this business, and I had to just be honest with him. Sometimes it's not about the hype. Sometimes it's not about feeding you some magical story or what's going to happen. Sometimes you just got to keep doing the right stuff on and on and on and on until it finally works, right? So in December, guys, when I get in December, I always just think back to what was I doing when I was broke, punching my computer screens, mad that I wasn't getting the results in my business. What did I do at that time? And so sometimes I wrap myself up in a shell just to kind of go back on what was I doing? Because guys, once you start getting to going, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sometimes it's hard to really remember the exact things. Because guys, I was such in a place where I have to change my life in 6 months. Like Jason said it, I did it a year ago in 6 months. But I'm talking about my first years in network marketing right now. I did it in that same December to 6 months type of stretch period. And it's because I found the math of compressing time, guys, giving all of it up to go all in, saying, you know what, I'm going to compress time. I'm going to do everything that the leaders are doing. Guys, even to this day, I look at Gary McSween and say, there's no way I can pack out an event like that international. But guess what I do? I go book international trips and see if I can do it. Like, seriously, no matter what level you're on, no matter if you're high, low, chairman 10, chairman 100, like look at everybody that's on the call right now. Just go look at their social medias and then go look at a year ago. Everybody's on some newer stuff, bigger stuff, better stuff, implementing new stuff into their brands, their businesses, new ways they build. Like now, the way I build, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I'm so focused on getting people their money back instantly. I'm so focused on I want to get you your money back so quick. I don't care which way it comes from. I don't care if it comes from the top plan. I don't care if it comes from trading. You got to remember, you hit me up. So my goal is I want to get you this money back as soon as possible so you can play with free bands. That's a new strategy I had to figure out, sit down, go to the drawing board, say what's working, what's not working, what's working. What's not working is sometimes, guys, you got to go back into your business and figure out what's not working, what's working. If you got to this year, if you got through 2018 and you hit a rank, but then you got stagnant, I want you to go back to that month, March, April, May, June, July, whatever it was. Go back to that month and say, what was I doing, right? So myself, the other day, I said, what was I doing when I hit Chairman 100? I was literally just in the field, going anywhere I can go to learn how to build offline. A year ago, I was not an offline builder. It was not my thing. But if you look at my whole 2018, only thing I focused on was how to become better offline, because I know 2019, I need the best of both worlds. We're coming to knock this thing out the whole ballpark this year. Everybody is on a new level. Everybody's ready. Everybody's focused. Everybody knows where their business is going. And guys, I want you to know you can have that same thought process, that same mindset right now. It doesn't matter your rank. I don't believe rank makes you a leader. I don't believe rank makes you ready for this business. You got to have the mind first, to have the mindset, knowing exactly what's going to come. Know, hey, business might be booming in December, and by April it might be slow. And you might have to rebuild.
Yeah, just throw it in the garbage. Throw it all in it. Just throw it in the garbage.
People that you contacted 10 times. Guys, I got a list right here, and I don't care. Some of their names got like little check marks to it because I didn't contact them 10 times already. I don't care. If you never told me no, guess what? I'm coming again. Yes, it's a whole new year. Yes, you've seen the results again. But guess what? I'm giving you another chance to hop on the elevator. So, guys, no matter where you're at in your business, just keep doing the basics, guys. Like, yes, everything, keep evolving, but one thing I will always go back to is the basics. Because when I was struggling, I knew Starbucks was open, and I knew I could get people to pull up to Starbucks. When I was struggling, I knew my three-way game call was crazy. I knew I could edify Jason's success. I knew I could edify Gary McSween back when he was a chairman 10. So sometimes, guys, get out your own way, use the tools, use the leaders, really plug into the culture, know what you're selling at the end of the day, and stop freestyling $1 billion businesses. The last thing you want to do is come to the next IML event, right? After the next two ones that we have, Atlanta, of course, big event in Trinidad. Like I said, everybody's building events. Even myself, not an event guy, but I've even going crazy to scheduling more events, because you have to do what the successful people are doing, even if you're not the best at it. Just get started, get your feet wet, because you'll get better, right? And you'll get those type of results. We're not saying you're going to get the same results Gary McSween or Jason, but as long as you're in that same type of flow, you're copying Jason, you're copying Alex, you're copying Austin, you're copying Gary, you're copying David, you're copying Mike, you're copying Speller, you're copying all the people that are getting results. There's no way on this earth, it's a rule. Money has rules. There's no way you do the right thing for the money and you don't get results, guys. So Jason, I would love to keep going on, bro, but I appreciate you for having me on. Salute to everybody that's on the call. Brother, man, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Appreciate you.
I wasn't gonna slow you down, bro. The locomotive was moving. People were texting me, damn, like this call is on fire. and I wasn't going to stop you, but I appreciate you, Garrett. Guys, let's show some love in the chat box to our brother Garrett Roberts. Drop some sevens, some zeros, some fired ups, whatever you guys feel like put in there. Let's show him some love. And Garrett, thank you for taking time tonight to be on this call. And look, I want to reach inspiring people. Hey, we're gonna lead this movement. So people are following you. They're not just following Gold Cup or the Web Analyzer or Swipe Trades. When people join the business, they're following you. They're making a decision to say, wait a minute, why do I want to, rock with Garrett first, somebody else? And the word is humility, okay? Humility is the key. And you look at some of the top leaders in the company, and they have humility, right? They could easily go out and say, look, I'm a chairman 100, I'm a chairman 50, I'm chairman 500. But instead, Garrett gets on the call and he says, there were many times when I was coachable. I'm still coachable. I look up to people that may not even be the same rank as me, because it's not just about rank or a title or anything like that. In fact, a lot of the leaders in the world, right, will say title is the lowest form of leadership possible. So somebody's rank never going to define their leadership, but it's their humility, their heart, their compassion towards other, and their the role model they become, right? The role that they set for others to then follow. So not only that, I love this, on time for bills you hate, but late for the things that you want, right? Late for your dreams, late for your goals. Start taking more action. Believe bigger right now, not tomorrow, not the next day, but stop, striving your whole life to go, just pay that car payment, pay this, pay that. Focus on getting up early and putting more time into the things you want to do. And the last thing that I want to say is back to the basics. I could not have asked him to hit on a more important subject. When things are slowing down in your business, when you've run out of prospects to talk to, when you feel like you're in a rut or you're down and out, go back to the basics. Go back. If you feel like you're there right now, tonight, go listen to Eric Worre on YouTube. Type in Eric Worre, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. Type in Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business. Go on buildinganempire.com. Get the book from Brian Carruthers. Read the book, apply what you read in the book. That's all I do. That's all pretty much any leader on this call does, is go back to the basics. So let's pass it on now to our Chairman 10, somebody that has made an incredible contribution to iMarkets Live, not just on the building side as a leader, but also working with all the traders and educators, really putting everything humanly possible in her life towards iMarkets Live. She's incredibly consistent, but I don't know if there's very many people who work actually more hours, okay? Maybe the same amount of hours, but more. I don't know if it's possible. So, guys, our lady boss, Spila Sluga, is on the call tonight. I know she just finished an event, straight to the webinar. So the grind is real. Spila, these people want to hear from you. So, guys, show some love to Spila in the chat box, and then I'm going to shut it down and let Spila shut down the call. And don't go anywhere. We got some more speakers on this call tonight. So, Spila, on to you. Take it away.
Thanks so much, Jason. Guys, I'm so excited to be here and be on this call with all of you. See, the crazy thing is you have these chairmen on this call, and every time I'm around them, every time I'm with them, they're all taking notes. It doesn't matter who's in the room. They are taking notes for 2 reasons. 1, to learn something new, or 2, to learn what not to do, right? So always take notes, because note takers are money makers. Now, the crazy thing is, I'm on this call and I'm listening and I'm taking notes and talking to myself. And most of what you guys hear is mindset, right? Mindset training. And sometimes people ask me, well, what about the skill set? Understand that this business is 90% mindset and 10% skill set. The skill set is easy. I can sit down with you in an hour and teach you the skills to build a business, right? But the mindset is where it starts. So I want to give you guys a few tips that I do that took my mindset and my business to the next level. So the first thing is, in the morning, don't pick up your phone right away, okay? Google or YouTube, Tony Robbins, 15 minutes to prime. In 15 minutes, you go through an exercise of gratitude. You go through an exercise of visualization and manifestation. And it's getting your mind right, because you can be moving your feet, But if your mind is not right, you're going to be running on a treadmill, right? So that is why these chairmen are always mindset development, because when you have the mindset developed, right, you will be willing to do whatever it takes to get the skill set part down. Again, you'll be willing to do whatever it takes to get the skill set part down. Now, all of you on this call are here, I don't even know what time it is, no matter what part in the world, you're hungry. See, everybody has the same potential. And potential is not what helps people rank up, because everybody in the world has the same potential. It's hunger. It doesn't matter if you have networks, if you've had networks, if you know people on your team, oh, this person has potential because they have a lot of people on Instagram. None of that matters. What matters to hit ranks in this business is hunger. Hunger and talking to mentors and asking them, what do I have to do to level up? I will do whatever you say, right? And that's what's gotten me in my business to where I am today is hunger. Straight, whatever you tell me to do, I will do, right? Jump how high, always. So number one, focus on your mindset and developing and reading books and listening to audios and getting on these calls, because 90% of the time your mindset is being developed. And number two, I want to share with you guys a skill set that took my business to 6 figures, and it's the 4 levels of development. Make sure you guys are taking notes. Now, for example, when you join my business, right, let's say you join with me today, the first phase of development, I call it, I work for you. So you join this business, right, somebody joins your business, they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the business, they're brand new, but you can still launch them in this business by leveraging yourself. So when somebody joins, I teach them how to prospect and how to invite to a call. With those 2 things, we launch them on a webinar, on a business meeting, right? And when we go to launch them, I'm doing the presenting, I'm doing the storytelling, I'm handling objections, I'm answering questions, and I'm getting them started. So with that leverage, you're brand new, or somebody on your team is brand new, and you're getting them the results. So that's the first level of development. Now at this point, let's say you go through a list of 50 and you get 3 people signed up. Well, now they have a story. They're Platinum 150. Or maybe they got a result with trading, right? Now you move into phase 2, which is we work together. In the we work together phase, this is huge, because a lot of the time I see people trying to coach and train people in their business on how to present, how to handle, answer questions, handle objections, all these things. Don't get on webinars and coach your team these things. Do it by showing them and getting them results at the same time. So in phase 2, we work together. You've created some sort of result, maybe Platinum 150, Platinum 600, and now you start doing the presentations with me. Maybe you're opening and sharing your story, or you're going over what is Forex. We're a part of the presentation. Why? Because you might have seen me do it 10, 20, 30, 50 times when we presented to your list in phase 1, where I was working for you, right? So now we're working together, and you're developing yourself in the skill sets needed, right, on your way to becoming an independent leader in your business, right? From there, we move into phase 3, which is I see you work. You have a result, you have a story, you've done the presentation multiple times. Now I can step back, right? And I'm seeing you do the presentations. I'm critiquing you. You did this well. Hey, this is what you can do better. You're teaching your new members on how to invite and how to prospect them to a call, meeting, or webinar, right? And then the last phase is phase 4, which is I see you duplicate. When you move into phase 4, into I see you duplicate, this is where you're able to 100% step away, and that person that you trained is able to repeat that whole 4 development process with somebody new. And this is where duplication happens in your business, because why? You have somebody else that can go develop a new influencer, new leader in your business. So now this month, there's 2 of you developing somebody new. And then the next month, there's 4 of you. And the month after that, 8 of you, or week, or whatever it is, right? So understand that the skill set is easy, but this is the biggest tip that took my business from a couple thousand a month to 6 figures, was understanding duplication and really showing people and getting them results at the same time rather than coaching and training them on how to do things. So mindset, right? Duplication, show people instead of tell. And last thing is get to the events, guys. Events changed my life. My first event ever, I flew one-way ticket. I put 20 guys on a floor, no blankets, in one room, and that event that day had changed my life. So do whatever it takes for you guys to get to these events, because I promise you, it'll elevate and catapult you to a whole new level in your life, to a whole new abundance and happiness in your life. So thank you so much for having me on here today, Jason. I'm excited. You know, the women out there, keep going. The men out there, keep going. If you feel down right now, call your upline and say, tell me what to do. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I challenge you all in the next 24 hours to message 100 people, follow up. This is my call to action. Follow up or message and invite them to tomorrow's webinar. We have automated webinars or whatever tools you guys are using, and go out there and blitz your business for the next 90 days, and 90 days will change your life. So, Jason, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Let's go. Spila, somebody asked me, and I actually missed the same one. So out of the 4 steps, because that is like complete, absolute fire. Okay, number 1, how to prospect and how to invite, okay, with leverage, which is huge. Number 2, we work together. So stop coaching people and go shoulder to shoulder with them. So it's monkey see, monkey do. And I'm all about getting in the trenches and actually showing people the grind. Number 4, I see you duplicate. What was number 3? If you can recap that, because I missed it as well.
It's number 1 is I work for you, which is teach them how to invite a prospect, and then you're doing the presentations. Number 2 is we work together. Number 3 is I see you work, and number 4 is I see you duplicate.
Got it. I got it. Well, Spila, that was absolute fire. And I learned a bunch of new stuff today and got reminded of things. So that's why I love these calls. And you know, these calls are rock solid proof of what I said after Garrett spoke. That people think leadership is perfect, right? People think that just because you hit Chairman 10, your life is amazing, or just because you hit Platinum 5000, people don't quit anymore. When you hit Chairman 100, you can just kick back, you know, in a nice Mercedes, grab a hammock and roll. And it doesn't work like that. You know, you find a community of entrepreneurs and people looking for that edge, and we're constantly going to the next big seminar. Like Gary said, you know, most of us just got back from GoPro, Eric Worre's Recruiting Mastery. Some of the best leaders in the world come together, share concepts, share thoughts. And the next one we're going to target outside of IML is ANMP event in Dallas in May. And I know we're going to have about 500 people from IML there. So we're all constantly seeking this new knowledge, these new breakthroughs. And if you guys did not see, there's a replay on my YouTube channel, the GoPro recap with IML leadership. It has like almost 2,000 views. It was a fire call, and we recapped a lot of the stuff that we learned. So if you need more, you're hungry for more after this call, do me a favor. Let's real quick show Spila some love, and then get on YouTube after and go see that video, because there's absolute nuggets there. There's some other leaders that were on that call that weren't here tonight. So much love, Spila. You crushed it. And we're going to pass it over to the final chairman tonight, who's going to bring the heat as always. This is a gentleman who I've always admired because of his knowledge and wisdom. There are a lot of people in our space that talk but don't do. And when you talk about personal development and just acquiring knowledge and being a sponge and just always thriving to get to that next level, but at a big level, I think about a few leaders, and one of them is Austin Godsey. So I asked Austin to be on this call tonight because every time he's on a call, I get excited because I'm always learning new things, and we're always learning from each other. So guys, without any further ado, Austin, I know you're out there. Jump on here. Let's talk about the plans for 2019. I know you're like major super focused right now, and it's going to be a big year for you, bro. So jump on, and take over.
Awesome. Let me hit my video. Well, first of all, I just want to pass it off to Gary, Garrett, Spila, Mike, and you, Jason. Thank you very much for having me on this call. For everybody on here, really quick. Sheesh, we got 541 attendees and participants. I know we probably have well over 750, 800. You know, we have rooms packed full right now just on one Zoom. So everybody below the chat box, go ahead and type 999 if you are ready to break chairman in 2019. Let me see. Because a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people say, a lot of people talk, but how many will walk the walk? You see, we got a lot of people fired up here. Cool. So, guys, really quick, don't want to take too much time. Want to cap this call off. You know, first of all, like Garrett said, first of all, to the speakers, there's a lot of value dropped here, guys, and I think that you guys can understand that, you know, these events that these guys are talking about, you know, building from event to event, the Atlanta event, the Miami event, the Vegas event, the Miami event we just had, you know, these events are really what change lives, you know, not only just for yourself, but for your team. You know, I think I spiel and talk about it's not what works, it's what duplicates. So these calls as well, guys, I mean, it's so crazy. This is literally mind-blowing to watch unfold in front of us. You know, as Jason talked about, Garrett is the longest existing IBO in the company. And I remember when we first came in, guys, you know, there was no swipe trades. There was no new back office. There was no good processor. The website was like 1998. It took like 20 minutes to load to get in. It literally looked like Minecraft blocks. It looked like the graphic designer and the photography done for the website was taken with a potato. Like, it was terrible. We had nothing. We had no resources, no marketing. There was no other chairman. There was no chairman. There was no chairman 10s. When I joined this company with Garrett, when Jason got involved in the company, there was no chairman. There wasn't no Platinum 5000. There was no Platinum 2000s. There was nothing in the company. We had to come into the company with faith. On this call tonight, guys, this isn't a motivational call. You don't need faith. You just have to understand what's being done is already working, guys. Over the past, 27, 28 months, we went from having about 1,000 customers in the company, one chairman 10 in the company, and the company was maybe doing $1 million a year in revenue. To now, we have almost 100,000 customers in the company. We are getting close to breaking 200 six-figure earners in the company. If you look at all through network marketing, I've been in this industry for almost 5.5 years now. As I've seen the industry, as I've been to GoPro, A&MP, these big events, as I've been to multi-millionaires' houses where they're making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 million in their lifetime, guys, I've seen the conventions. I've seen the leadership where it's the same leaders on stage, it's the same people speaking, it's the same stories over and over and over again, no new stories. Guys, we are now a $100 million per year company. So I want you guys to recognize right now what's about to happen in this company is about to be absolute explosion in growth. I think I heard Gary or Mike talk about that the face of the company, the next chairman 100s, the next chairman 500s aren't even in the company. And I truly do believe that. So guys, as Garrett talked about, this is my favorite time of year. This is my favorite time of year. Holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate, this is the time that people take their foot off the gas pedal. This is the time where most people, they incur a decrease in their network marketing business because people have holidays, they have school, they're getting back into school, they're taking break, they're with family. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, this is the time where the chairmans, you see the chairman 100s, the chairman 250s, the chairman 500s, this is where they allocate all in action to get ahead of the rest of the people. So, one thing that I noticed in my career, I want to be honest with you guys. I wanted to come on this call and give you a really quick tip about what it was that I did. I remember when I first was going from signing up into this company, and as Mike talked about, every chairman was once on somebody else's list. The same way to say that, every chairman in the company, every chairman 100 thought about quitting, thought about giving up. They just did it. Imagine if your chairman upline quit. Imagine if your upline gave up and quit and didn't continue going. During these holiday seasons, during the times where it gets difficult, where it gets hard and challenging, guys, there were times where I remember I would stare at the Christmas tree and I would have to recognize that I didn't have money for presents. I couldn't give my child presents. I couldn't get people the gifts I wanted to get because I was paying my auto ship first. I was going to the events first. I would make sure that my Zoom webinar platform was paid for first. I would pay for my business first. And some people say, well, it goes God, family, business. And I truly do believe that. But I believe that God gave me, the opportunity having a family to grind for, having a family I care about, giving me a business opportunity to sacrifice, go all out for, to therefore take care of my family and therefore serve God. So, guys, where we are right now, when we came in, there was nothing like what we have now. The IML TV, the IML Academy, the marketing, the seven-figure mentorship, the events. Guys, when we came into the company, there had never been a home of, not a convention, not a regional, never been home events in the company to where that we've seen this kind of growth. So, guys, you are in the right place at the right time. And I just want to say this, guys, right now. What is it? December 12th. Wednesday, December 12th, 10:28 p.m. Right here, right now. I don't care what rank you are. Chairman 100, Chairman 25, Platinum 5,000, Platinum 50,000. I don't care how many pips you've caught, how much money we've made, what the profits are. Today is day 1, chapter 1, page 1. And especially if you're a Platinum or if you're a Chairman, now is the time to go hard. And nobody on this call, nobody has a reason to stop now, give up. 2018, 2017, what we did in the industry, we broke records. Guys, if you look at companies like Amazon, Starbucks, Apple, Google, you look at the biggest companies in the entire world, they didn't witness or incur this kind of momentum, this kind of growth, this kind of revenue until years, FedEx, Tesla, years down the road into the businesses. So what we're doing right now is something that's never been done before. We're turning a lot of eyes. A lot of people are watching us. So it is now our time to step up. A lot of people are relying on you. Your parents. As I walk through the streets, as I see people know, oh, you're an IML, or people see us doing our thing, it's absolutely mind-blowing how many people have our eyeballs on us right now. My bad. So, guys, really quick, I want to share with you one rule that helped my team. I remember a year and a half ago, I was like a Chairman 25 for about 6 months, and I was getting really frustrated, and I was embarrassed to go to 2 conventions at the same rank. And I remember one of my mentors said, Austin, never go to a convention the same rank as you went to the last one. And that's definitely something that's really beat me up in my career, because over the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been to multiple conventions at the same rank, whether it was Chairman 100, whether it was Chairman 25. And one thing that I came to grips with was I had a new rule for my team every single day. And we were not allowed to go out there and post motivational quotes, pictures, statuses, ask people to blitz our social medias until we did one of these 5 actions. So number 1 was to enroll a new customer IBO. I see a lot of people, they'll spend 10 hours chasing somebody down, doing a 3-way call, messaging them, chatting them, trying to get them all the business. But as soon as they sign up, they won't spend 1 hour to properly sign them up and launch them correctly. Because guess what? If you take that time out to do that, well, he lives 45 minutes away. Jump on the public transportation and go launch your new customer, your new member. Because guess what? When you do that for them, what happens? As Steele talks about duplication, they'll do that for their members. Whatever you do, your team will do. Your team will not listen to what you say. They will do what you do. So, number 1, enroll a new customer or an IBO in the business. Number 2, throw your own home event. Throw your own home events. Guys, you heard Jason Brown. Start getting into the process of creating the culture of home events. Guys, no secret. My first 5 days of iMarkets Live, how did I build business? Day 1, went to a Starbucks. Well, my girlfriend doesn't want me to build the business in the house. Well, my mom thinks it's a scam. Well, that's okay, because we have resources around us. Starbucks, McDonald's, Burger King, library, the park, wherever you can go. We would sit in Starbucks. Day 1, in Mexico, I spoke not a lick of Spanish. I'm there with one person, Fernando Madero. He was eating tacos, living off of people's couches, had no money. We had nowhere to sleep. We were sleeping on floors. Day 1, we were in Starbucks at 9 a.m. Brought a whiteboard, brought a laptop, sat there from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Boom, 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 boom. We were hitting the list over. No. Yes, I'm on the way. I'm coming. Boom. They would come to the presentation, to the plan, close out. Are you ready to get started? No. Boom. Yes. Let's get started. Boom. We'll launch them right there. No hesitation. Not, hey, man, see you tomorrow, or let's link up Friday. Boom. Write a list of 20 people right now, and let's close. Let's launch right now. Right now? You want to make a little money or a lot of money, bro? I want to. Let's launch right now. 20 people. Who are the 10 most popular guys you know? Who are the 10 prettiest girls you know? Boom, right now it's launched. Guys, type a 999 in the chat box if I'm making any relevant sense right now to you guys. Because I'll tell you what, the chairmen in this company did not build off social media. Well, he has 60,000 followers, or he has a big social media, or he gets a lot of YouTube views. No. Guys, our businesses came from offline building. This summer alone, I was in 30 countries. Ask Jason Brown, ask Matt Rosa, ask Gary McSween, ask these leaders how many countries, how many cities they've been to, how many home events they've been to this year. And it sounds a little challenging. It's a little aggressive, it's a little crazy. Well, guess what? You know, Julian Kushner, he's a freaking psychopath. Matt Rosa, he has some screws loose in his head. Christopher Terry, he's lost his freaking mind. And guess what? Look at their paychecks. Look at their lifestyle. It's pretty damn insane to me. It's pretty psycho to look at their Paylution checks every single Friday. They are obsessed with success, whether it's part-time, whether you put 1 hour a day or 10 hours a day. They are all out massive action. So number 2 will be to throw your own event. Well, I've never done an event. Guys, my first event in network marketing was my second day in the business. I invited 27 people. Law of average, you invite 10, 3 show up. You're winning. Like an all-star batting average. You're winning. 300%. Winning. It's a numbers game. Network marketing is not magic, it's mathematics. Simple. Boom, boom, boom. 27 people showed up, only 2 signed up. My first home event, I was really pissing down my leg. I was terrified. But over time, overcame that fear. Guys, start doing your own events. Stop relying on your upline. Become the upline you're looking for. Guys, number 3, prospect 3 new people every single day. Guys, just in the past hour and a half, I've probably met 5 people and grabbed their Instagrams. Not through Instagram, not through Facebook, downstairs, in the elevator. Hey man, I like your shoes. Sick, bro. What's your Instagram? Let's connect. Guys, that's your digital business card. Start utilizing social media. Not saying you can't have a business card, but guys, go out there and start connecting. Every single day, we make it a priority to prospect. Meet 3, 5 new people. So guys, get out there and start meeting new people. Number 4, catch 30 pips in product. 30 pips in profit. Be a product of the products. Guys, start using the products. They work. They definitely work. Guys, you can see right here. I remember 5 years ago when I started this business, I was homeless in the back of a 2001 1.9 turbo Volvo. There was rust on the side. And I remember, we used to dream of it. We used to say, oh my gosh, penthouses, balconies. Imagine getting there one day. Now, this isn't the point of success, but it just goes to show, you know, I like these views a lot more. It's a lot more comfortable up here. Jason Brown, you look at these leaders, Garrett, you know, being able to take care of their mothers, being able to, you heard Gary bought his wife a car. How good would that feel? Imagine that. So guys, start using these products. I know Gary, every time I talk to Gary, I'm mind blown by how many pips and profits his team is catching. Now, disclaimers, income disclosure. I'm just saying, guys, the products work. We have amazing traders. What we have here is nothing in comparison. Guys, when Jason Brown, Garrett Roberts, and I first came into the company 3 years ago, we built a team of about 20,000 people in 6 months. We had no products, no marketing, no Alex Morton, no David Initier, no Gary McSween, no Alex Morton, none of that. So guys, if we could have done that, if we were able to build this kind of success before that came in, imagine what you guys can do now. And finally, number 5, guys, share the plan with 5 new people. Share the plan with 5 new people. How difficult is that? I know David has his system of keeping it simple. 2 people a day, 3 people a day. Guys, every single day ask yourself that question. How many new people did I talk to today about the business? How many people did I expose to the business today? Lucas, how many webinars were you on today, bro? Literally, the whole entire day, I saw Lucas pacing at the pool, at the gym, on the balcony, the whole entire day, call after call after call after call after call. And there's no, reason why he's about to smash chairman's end of the business, because he's out there exposing, continually doing these things. So guys, I want to end this call with saying, standards are what shape a man's future. I want everybody on this call to be successful. I don't want to beat around the bush. I want to be straight up and let you know what's really, what this game really is about. Standards are what really shape people's daily routines. And when you look at Jason Brown, when you look at Matt Rosa, Alex Warren, Christopher Terry, when you look at these individuals, look at what they're doing day in, day out. They're consistent. You know, some people, they go all out for a couple of days, a week, here and there, but they're not consistent. Nobody cares about the person who shows flames and fire for a couple of days. So, guys, really, my point being, to end this month, some people, only a fool waits till January 1st to go all in. Only a fool. People say New Year, new me. As we all know, 96% of people that make New Year's resolutions, I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to, stop going out and partying and stop drinking out. Whatever they say, 96% of people give up by January 21st. New Year, new me does not work. Observe the masses, do the opposite. Start building your 2019 right now, guys. So if you want your team to grow, if you want to make $100,000 a year, $100,000 a month, follow these things, these 5 actions every day. These were the things that I would do day in, day out. I would not sleep until I did my 3 people. Whether I had to go out to the mall, here, online, talk to somebody, tap room, whatever it may have been, I made sure my actions got done, guys. So, guys, we have the event in Miami in January. We have the event in Atlanta, and we have the event in Vegas. Now, the event in Miami and the event in Atlanta, like Gary said, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Guys, as soon as the tickets went on sale for the Miami event, I looked at Jason about it. I said, give me 100 tickets right now. Give me 100. I just moved to Miami. I have no team in Miami, none. I looked right over. I said, give me 100 tickets right now. I want them right now. Guys, pre-build to these events, event to event to event. That's how you build massive momentum in your team. So, guys, remember, ladies and gentlemen, massive work ethic is applauded, but only massive results are worshipped. So, guys, with that being said, I love you all. Grind hard, love hard, and get off this call and start getting to work and build your dreams, guys. So I love you all. Have a good holidays and crush out your December. Jason Brown, thank you so much. Other speakers, thank you so much. I got a ton of value. So, guys, that's it.